Didn't I DM you one year to come to Detroit?
You did. You and Reg.
I was like, man, this man ain't coming to no damn Detroit.
Podcast P fam, welcome back to another episode of Podcast P, a Wave Sports and Entertainment original presented by Prize Picks. It's your boy PG, and I'm joined, as always, with my co-host Jackie Long. Oh, what you got under there?
Oh,
he cut the hair.
Wow, Bucky. He's coming with surprises.
Let me see the hook in the back. Let me see the hook in the back, man. Oh, he got the ducktail.
Hey, y'all sick colors of energy. I told you with energy.
That's the way to start it.
Did I tell you, buddy?
You ugly.
Come on, Bucky.
You ugly. No, you definitely took some years off. You look young as fuck.
I'm back, Bucky.
What you do with the grays?
They in there. I'm in there, Bucky.
New Bunky. I love that. I got to introduce Dallas. Dallas, what you got under there? It's clean.
This is good.
It's clean. Hey, listen up, y'all. The energy and the vibes is high. We got a special one to kick off today. I got my boy, my teammate, the Rebound King, and for some of y'all that don't know, also a talented rapper. My dog, Andre Drummond. What up, man?
What's up? What's good?
Big dubs in the chat. How you living, bro?
Shit, I'm here. Chilling out right now. I'm off day.
Like I said, when you joined the episode, it looked like you was coming from the studio or rapping or lacing some bars down. Is that, can we assume that?
It was, yeah. I was getting my hair touched up and I was doing some work upstairs in the studio. Well, can we talk about how clear your camera is?
Come on, HD. HD.
My shit all fuzzy.
I love it, guys. The energy is amazing.
Come on, 4K.
You need to get us right, because y'all ready to start the show, because I need to get him right off the question.
Come on, what you got?
I need to know some A$AP Rocky right now.
Out the gate?
Out the gate, man, because I don't know if you're an actor or something, because I need to know if you're allergic to avocados.
That's a real thing, man.
But wait. But this reason why I say you're an actor is something, because they say if you're allergic to avocado, they say it had your eyes watered, it closed your throat. But I say he can't be allergic to avocados, because that same time you went and had a team high 23 points and 15 rebounds. So is you really allergic to avocados or what? So tell me what really went down in Mexico, man. Talk to me, Dre.
We went to Mexico. We went out to dinner, and I told the waitress and my boy who's Spanish, I told him to tell her as well to make sure there's no avocado.
The translation got lost in translation.
There was no miscommunication. Like I had to told to them multiple times, because this restaurant is known for putting avocados in their stuff. So I get the ceviche and I'm eating the ceviche. The ceviche is fire. I'm having a blast. I'm laughing and shit. Me and my boys, we talking. And then all of a sudden, my tongue started itching. I didn't want to say what really happened, but yeah, my tongue started scratching. And I'm like, damn, something not right. So I looked down at my bowl, and it's dark in there too, so I couldn't tell what color the bowl was, or I wouldn't have ate the ceviche. But my whole bowl is green, and at the bottom is a big strip of avocado in it.
And you knew before that avocado was something you was allergic to?
Yeah. The moment I realized, I panicked, because I didn't have my EpiPen with me, and I was like 30 minutes from the hotel.
Yeah.
And I'm in a place that I don't speak their language.
P, do you know what that is, the pen?
Yeah.
I just discovered what that was. Can you tell the viewers, just for some people that don't know what that pen is, just because I just learned this as well?
It's like an adrenaline shot. It kind of get you right till you get to the hospital.
Where do you poke yourself?
Right in the thigh.
Right in the thigh?
Yeah. I've never had to use it, but I always have it with me. Yeah, that would have been a good time to have it. So it ended up running its course till I got to the hotel and saw our team doctor. So they gave me some meds, but by the time I got there, it was already in full effect. So my eyes was damn near shut. My nose was running. It was bad.
And what teammate was this that you had translate for you?
It was one of my boys.
We got to talk to him.
Yeah.
We got to talk to him.
You can't go to a restaurant called Avocados. Okay.
I didn't know at the time till we got there. Like when we got there, I found out this is what they were known for. So I'm like, well.
Drum said, avocado sound good tonight.
Let's go ahead and test the waters a little bit.
23 on him, though. He still had that 23 points on him, though. You didn't tell us that part.
That don't change my game. I got thrown on that game too, I think.
Yeah, so how was that? Because you had a big night, 23 and 15 in that game. Talk to us about that. You going through this with the itchy tongue and the mindset to shift that to play a game out of the country.
The itchy tongue game.
It was called the Avocado game. The itchy tongue game is crazy. But, nah, bro, I mean, it wasn't stopping like my cardiovascular. Like I was still able to play, but my eyes are still kind of swollen. So I don't know. I figured it out. Yeah, it made it work.
Well, moving on from the Avocado game, Dre, we want to switch it over to the Sixer season. And it has been an interesting start to the season, but you were also involved in an interesting game with Wemby. And I don't think this is something you see every day. I don't even know if it's even ever happened. It might have been the first time, but you were ejected and then unejected in the span of just a few minutes. Walk us through the play, what happened, your initial thoughts when you're in the back. Walk us through the whole thing.
I mean, the first time he did it, you know, I put my body against his so he couldn't get allowed to do this 7'15", like he's huge. So I'm trying to, you know, get some leverage on my body. And yeah, he just like collapsed. So I'm like, all right, here we go. Like he's been around, you know, the wrong guys for too long. So he did it the first time. The second time he did it again, I didn't even touch him that time. And they still blew the whistle. So, you know, superstar call. I mean, I was just as confused as everybody else. But not going to lie, I was damn near into my tights by the time they came back and got me. I was about to be in the shower. so that's what took me so long to come back out. I had to like throw all my shit back on. I'm like, hold on.
For real? Like, what did they say though? Like, did they just come in and say, hey, they made a mistake? Like, what was said to you?
They didn't even say that. They said, yo, you're back in the game. I said, how? I got ejected.
How is that possible?
I was like, dude, somebody got to shoot a free throw? Like, did I miss something? Like, I got ejected. I shouldn't be walking back into the arena anymore. I get back out there and then the ref was like, oh, I fucked up. I'm like, what you want me to say to that? It's okay. Like,
nah, you good.
Nah, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it. You just threw me out of the game. No big deal.
Nah, that play was crazy because it just like, and it was kind of early into the game. So it just messed the whole, like, I guess, momentum.
Yeah, like killed the vibe of the game.
Killed the vibe of the game. Like, and then a couple plays after that, Joel's situation happened. So it kind of just like, you know, it was a wild mess that night. Talking about the ejection and everything that went down with that, obviously it was a crazy sequence. But for your career that night and just the way you approach the game, rebounding has always been your thing, your whole career of dominating. What is it that makes you one of the greatest rebounders to ever play the game?
I think it's just the want to. Like when I came in the league, I knew I wasn't about to average 30 plus points. I wasn't about to shoot a bunch of threes or even get any ISOs at that because I was a young big at the time. I told a story the other day, actually, too, talking to somebody. I remember like maybe 2 or 3 weeks into the season, I started looking at like people's like standings, like where they at on the stats. And I seen that Dwight was averaging like 12-5 or something like that, or 11-8. And I was averaging like 9 at the time, playing like 16 minutes as a rookie. So I'm like, if I get more minutes, I can fucking be the best rebounder that ever played this game. So I just set out to be the best. And it's not sexy either. Like I know nobody's like trying to chase the rebounding champion like title.
Right.
Like no one's chasing that. So I'm like, this is a lane that I could take and I'll have a job forever because I mastered that art. And teams need guys who can rebound.
So when I first obviously signed to Philadelphia and then Drum signed to Philadelphia, he fucked me up because you remember this. You text me about getting in the gym.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, bet. Like, cool. We work on some pick and roll shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, how we feed off each other. Dude texted me and said, I want to see how you miss. I've never heard that. Dude said, I want to see how you miss, like how the ball comes off when you shoot it.
What?
So I was like, that's different.
Yeah, you're probably not the text you was expecting. It's funny though, but I've been doing that my whole career. Like even now, like I'll stay after practice just to watch Pete work out, and not even to do anything, just to like catch his rebound to see where his shots come off at.
Yeah, no bullshit. It's crazy. And I get, because it is an art. Like, it is an art. You got to have some type of instinctive of where that ball is going to go, certain spots where you're shooting. And I think I've heard Dennis Rodman talking about this, of if you're shooting from this angle, the ball's tendency is going to come off this way, and so many spots on the floor where that happens. So it is a gift, man. That is an art. You know, you talked about it obviously being a niche and something that like nobody really wants to attack, but was that just like a natural feel to you?
Yeah, it's always been natural for me. Even as a kid, like I've always found myself just getting a lot of rebounds. I was always in the right place at the right time is what I call it. Like I always just had a knack for where it was going. And I never had an answer for why it was like that. I just watch the ball and where it goes and I chase it down.
Doc once told DeAndre, you can get 100 million if you just rebound.
Dre, you just talked about how you asked P to watch him shoot just so you could see his misses. Is there anyone in the league like that you could share with us? Not your teammate. We don't want to, let other people know where P likes to miss when he shoots. But is there a player in the league or a few of them that you could give us some examples where you're like, I know that Kevin Durant, I'm just using a name. He's back at the rim type of guy. Do you have some specific?
I play with KD, so I can tell you like a lot of his shots are off the back of the rim. So I usually try to do my work early so I can just have the ball fall in front of me. And then with Kyrie, he has one of the softest touches I've seen. So that's where I get my tips in with him.
That's crazy.
If you were going to put, because you said it's want, which I would totally agree with you. But like P mentioned, I think it was in the Jordan documentary where you see Dennis Rodman and he sounds like a genius talking about rebounding and how he's watching the ball and where it's missing. If you were going to, put it 50-50 or 70-30, where would you place that on want or actually like a skill of the art of rebounding?
Honestly, it's 50-50.
50-50?
Yeah, and I say it's 50-50 because the want to is also high too. Cause like shit, people tell you, I tell people like, go get the fuck out the way. Like that's how I get paid. Don't touch that. I don't care how far it is from the hoop. I'm going to get that. So you can block out, make sure no one get it, and I'm going to come catch it. So that's where the effort part of it comes into. Just the skill set. I mean, it's hard to explain because it's like when I see the ball, like, all right, I know that's going to the right. And I don't know how I can explain that. Like, I just see it the way it's going.
Yeah, I was going to say, because like normal, like P, you could work on your jump shot, your passing. Like there's drills that you can do. Drummond, do you have drills that you like? That you could give like maybe a young player out there watching this, like a drill that you do that can improve their skill in rebounding?
No, I don't practice it, bro. It's just
he just gave us one.
Yeah, I
just throw Jack out there and let him shoot.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll
brick shots.
Hey.
Not brick. I like game speed workouts because like I kind of really imitates like what your shot's gonna look like under duress in the game. You're not gonna just come off and just catch a shoot. Like you got to make a move or you got to catch, spot up and be ready to shoot. So I like to watch game speed workouts. Like if he's just shooting like bullshit, I'm probably not going to watch it. Mm-hmm. But if he's like really getting into him, like, yo, I'm going to stay back and watch this. Let me see what he does when he pulls that snatch back. Where's that miss going?
Well, Dre, I need to know this, Dre, since we talking about all this rebounding and all this stuff. Me and the fellas, we've been talking about literally, how you is one of the best rebounders ever, hands down. And I'm not going to even argue with that. But I got to be a little nosy with you, Dre. I got to know who else on your Mount Rushmore of rebounders. You got 4 spots on there. So I need to know, and I think you can put yourself, I need to know who you putting up there with you, man.
Dennis Rodman, no question. Moses Malone, Bill Russell. And lastly, Tristan Thompson.
Shout out TTs, man. Shout out 2 T's, man. Yeah. Shout out 2 T's.
So tell me a little bit about each of them. Why you will put them on your Mount Rushmore?
The only reason why I picked Tristan is because I just remembered like just years of battling with this dude in the pain. That shit used to be like a fight. He definitely has a knack for it. Like somebody who has a knack, he definitely has it for sure. Dennis Rodman, obviously, his numbers speak. I mean, he won a game getting like 26 rebounds and no points. So that's crazy.
That's unbelievable.
That's insane in itself. So just him, he's up there, no question. And then Moses Malone, obviously, just for his skill set and the art of his rebounding, to be able to tip the ball in and get his finishes. And then who's the next person I said again?
Will Chamberlain.
Oh, Bill. No, I said Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, his numbers were insane. I mean, I've never seen like real game tape of Bill Russell, but
the numbers.
Yeah, his numbers is crazy from what I've seen.
I think if I can add anybody in there, man, I got to put Russ in that.
Russell Westbrook? No, for sure.
The rebounding at the point guard position. And, I've been a part of him getting 20 rebounds or 15. And I've seen it. And then when you talk about the will and the want and the effort, people think he stat pads. No, he go gets it. Like it was never like a moment where we like, oh, we gonna let Russ go. Nah, Russ is going flying over top. He gonna chase it down. He gonna get the ball. So I got to put Russ in that conversation.
Okay, who your other three then, P? You got Russ.
I got Russ. I got Dennis Rodman. I got Drum. Who else I'm gonna put in there? I'm gonna put Dwight in there.
Okay, now to all them people, I just want to ask you about one. Why you pick Andre?
The numbers.
Shit, he's seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it. Practice. I've seen it in games now up close. I've been a part of games that he was a part of. And again, the numbers, him being a league leader in rebounding 4 or 5 times. How many you got?
4.
Like, numbers speaks for itself.
I did that, Dre, just to see if your boy knew about you. That's all.
I appreciate that.
I got to throw Russ in that list. And for y'all that don't know, I was a part of the 2020 game, when Nipsey Hussle died.
What was that like?
The atmosphere and the mood and the vibe was crazy, right? Like Russ is always locked in before games, but it was different. Russ, he wore it on him that he was not going to be denied. And it was something that was like possessing him this night. Like it was one of the most craziest things to watch that like he didn't have to say a word. And I don't know if he said a word like that day. Usually Russ dap everybody up. He got a conversation. He got a relationship with everybody on the team. Like, Russ was the emotional leader. This day, man, I don't think Russ said a word. He stayed in his locker. He did his routine. He had his headphones on. I would peep over and look at him every so often. And he just had this possessed, ain't nothing stopping me tonight. Like it was one of the craziest things. And so, as we getting out there, as we going through the game, again, it was just like, he's kind of isolated himself, but in not in a bad way, not in a way of like, I'm off the team or I'm not, fucking with my teammates. It was an isolation of like, I got to do this for me. Like I'm doing this for the homie. I'm doing this for the hood. I'm doing this for the hometown. And that's kind of just how he carried out the game. And then before you know it, like usually he always plays hard. You always see him play hard. Like that's never a question. But this night, like it was like everything was, he was in the right spots every time. He was making plays for everybody. Like everything was clicking. And it was just like he was orchestrating the game. It was definitely somebody else, involved with that. Obviously, Nipsey was there in spirit with them. It was one of the most iconic performances I've ever seen and witnessed. I didn't even notice Dog had 20, 20, and 20 until the game was over. And I'm like, damn, that is crazy.
I think we played that day too. And I seen that come across the ticker. I'm like, that said what?
I think it was the Lakers that we played. Like of all people that we played, it was the Lakers. So it was a special night for us for sure.
Andre, moving on, kind of back to the Sixers. And like I mentioned before, this season hasn't gone exactly how many would have imagined it. But you yourself have been on some teams that have faced their fair share of challenges. And being a vet, being on the Sixers this year, I want to know how you're navigating these tough times. And just from your experience on other teams, what are you preaching or kind of telling the guys during this stretch right now where, things just haven't really been going your guys' way? What kind of words of encouragement from experience are you giving the guys?
I think for me, my focus is the young guys that now have opportunity to play. With a lot of guys being injured, a lot of our young guys are stepping into a role that they haven't been in before. And my message to them is seize the moment. You can ask any of them. I said, seize the moment because this is the opportunity that most guys in your position don't get to have. Some of our two-way guys, some of our rookies that are getting chances to play. Justin Edwards looks great. Shout out to Justin. And he's one of the guys I talk to the most. because he wants to play. He's eager to play, and he's eager to be a part of this team and help us win. I always tell him, like, yo, bro, like, your moment is going to come. Just be ready for it. So don't take these moments of not playing and, not getting your way to deter you from the bigger picture, because your time is going to come and you have to be ready for that time. And he's showing it. For the grand scheme of, like, our team, I mean, it's a lot of things out of our control. Injuries have definitely harmed us this year in a big way, especially with the chemistry piece, because of guys coming in and out of the lineup, numerous times. And not being able to keep guys healthy has been hard for us. So we're just trying to do the best we can with what we got.
Well said. Well said.
Follow up on that, because he was talking about just kind of the young guys and that Edwards. He had a great game. But P, I don't.
2 good games. He played great last night too.
Yeah. 2 back-to-back games. That
New York game, P, there was a shot. One of the guards, again, I'm blanking his name right now, so forgive me, but you'll know who I'm talking about. You were playing well, and he dribbled down the ball as a point guard, kind of picked up his dribble.
Oh,
and
Jeff.
He ended up hitting the shot, and it was a bank, and even he was kind of surprised. But what you grabbed him right there, and I know you said a few words. Can you just kind of share with us that moment and what you were sharing with them?
Yeah. No, I saw the time going down, and obviously, I was feeling it that late third quarter. I wanted the ball back, in that moment to I thought I had a hot hand. So I was crowding his space. And, my guy, it kind of shut the court off. He was trying to work and isolate and get to a shot with the time winding down. And I kind of crowded his space. And when he made the shot, grabbed him, I was like, Jeff, bro, just tell me to get the fuck out the way.
Yeah, word. He's not going to tell you that shit, though, bro. Get out of here.
But I was like, my bad, bro. Just tell me to get the fuck out the way then.
He's not going to tell Paul George to get the fuck out the way, bro. He'll run out of bounds before that.
No, but I had to respect it in that moment, man, that he felt good. You feel good, go for it.
Because he kind of had it going, too, though.
Yeah, he was having a couple middies, a little teardrops. He had a couple of those going, too. So. Hey, bro, just tell me to get the fuck out the way.
Word.
Dre, I want to ask you this, man, because you and P have something in common. You both shared the court with Mr. Big Government himself, Reggie Black.
Government?
Who's Big Government?
I don't know, Mr. Big. I said it wrong.
They set you up, Jackie?
Yeah, they set me up. I don't want to say it.
Who the fuck is
Mr. Big Government himself, Reggie Jackson? Who?
I'm going to call him that tomorrow.
Yeah, let me write this shit down so I can tell him tomorrow.
I was talking about my boy Reggie Jackson. So just give us the scoop on what it's like being his teammate, Dre.
We got Reggie Jackson in Detroit, so our relationship is, been going on for a long time, man. He's one of my favorite people in the world. Brother of mine. Like I said before, he's one of the smartest people I've ever met. Like when it comes to like reading the game or just any type of just knowledge, like Reggie has the answer. Better yet, he's one of the most selfless people I've met too, though. Very, very selfless guy. He always thinks the team first, even just in life too. He thinks about, his family and loved ones first too. Couldn't have a bigger heart.
I remember one of the first times I met Reggie with you, P. He was, we went to paintballing and we was in a Sprinter and we was making all this noise and doing everything. The one thing I'd never forget about Reg, he was reading a book.
No question.
He always, and ever since I've known him, even when I see him, like when we was on the boat one time, he had a little book. Dude is always reading. That's crazy that y'all noticed that about him. But that was the first thing I noticed, man.
Yeah, Reg is all genuine, man. That is somebody that cares. And like Drum said, just got a huge heart, man. He loves and cares for everybody. He's one of those people that's like, God placed here to serve. And that's Reg to a core, man. He's just, beautiful spirit. I call him like the advice uncle. You know what I mean? Like if you need some advice, he's willing to give. He'll give his opinion and what he sees. And a lot of times, man, it's valuable information. So, shout out Reg. Shout out Reg. Reg a real one.
Big Government.
Mr. Big
Government. So, Dre and P, this is a question for both of you. And Dre, I do this thing with P where I call it positive vibes only. And that's kind of what I'm on these last couple of weeks. It's just, I only want positive vibes, right? And, with the season, there's been some negative, a lot of scrutiny around a specific player, another big man, Joel Embiid. And I know a lot of opinions get thrown out there. The media is talking about him. He's a hot topic right now, and it is what it is. But you guys, get to see him on a day in and day out basis. And I just would like to hear from you guys some positive vibes only or some positive qualities about Joel Embiid and maybe something that's, a positive thing that's probably getting overshadowed by all this negativity kind of surrounding the team right now?
I've been around Joel. I played with Joel twice now. First time I played with him was 21, 22, going into 22, I got traded in that Ben Simmons trade. And then back again now this year. Joel's been the same guy. He works hard. He works very hard. When he's able and capable of playing, he's one of the most hardworking people. He does the necessary things he needs to get his body right when it's time to play. But, some of these things are out of his control. So he tries to do the best that he can when he can. But the media is the media. They're always going to have a story. There's always going to be a story, and no one really knows the work that he puts in to get right.
Yeah, I think, for me, it's just, obviously I knew how good he was coming over here, but just impressed with, how skilled he really is when you actually get to see him up close and you see him in practice. And
effortless.
It's effortless. He's really a guard just in a big man's body. He has the footwork. He has the guard cadence when it comes to pull-ups and hezzies and, Euros. And, he has all of that. But then he's also like a force, from a post standpoint. You know what I mean? He's also has the power to kind of punish you and back you down, put you away, put you under the basket, put you in the basket. He has all of that. So, man, coming over here, I was like, there's nothing that he can't do. He's becoming a better passer, the way he sees the floor and the double teams now. But he said, trust the process. It was really a process that he saw, and he's kind of picked up every piece that kind of made him who Joel is now. So I played with a lot of talented players. He's up there as one of the most talented players that I played with.
Oh, positive vibes only.
Positive vibes. We wanted to take a brief break from the episode to let you know that Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 5 million members across the country, it is the most fun and exciting way to get in on all the action while you watch your favorite sports and players.
Jackie, I love my Sundays. I get to, have the day to myself. I get to watch some football, and we're in playoffs now. So for this weekend, I gotta stick with the running backs. I think that's my favorite position in the NFL. I'm going to go anything more with Saquon Barkley. I'm going to take the more.
Okay, I dig that. And I'm going with nothing but more with the awesome rookie that's showing out, doing everything, Mr. Jaden Daniels. I'm doing everything more conversation, more money, more yards, more everything, because the boy's straight balling. More rookie of the year, too. So there you go, Dallas.
You just picked more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. So sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play just $5. And you don't even have to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed.
Fellas, every week our friends over at Buffalo Wild Wings share with us deals and specials that our Podcast P family can enjoy. But I'm going to be real. This might be their best one yet.
The best one, P?
The best one, because Buffalo Wild Wing now has BOGO days.
That's right, P. On Mondays and Wednesdays, you can get a buy one, get one free on burgers.
And if the burgers aren't your vibe, then on Tuesday, you can get buy one, get one half off traditional wings. Or on Thursday, you can get BOGO free boneless wings. So fellas, which day y'all rolling with on the list?
Man, I'm going to have to go, it's going up on a Tuesday. I like Tuesday. Traditional wings, Buffalo Wild Wings. We got to go traditional.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Tuesday too. I ain't too fond of the boneless wings. I want the bone in the wing. So I'm gonna go Tuesday with the traditionals.
Yep, I'm a Tuesday too. Get me real full before we gotta work. Yeah.
You can get BOGO Days deals at your local Buffalo Wild Wings or for takeout and delivery with Buffalo Wild Wings Go. So get BOGO deals Monday through Thursday with Buffalo Wild Wings, BOGO Days before it's over. Drum, I know we talked, or you brought up, your stint in Detroit, but your 8 seasons there, obviously you was a 2-time All-Star and you led the league 4 times in rebounding. What were some of your biggest takeaways from those years in your time in Detroit?
I think growing up there was my biggest takeaway, because I got to Detroit when I was 18 and I left when I was 27 or 28. Well, I didn't leave. I got traded. But that's a common thing that's been going around the past few years that I left when I was traded. So I'm going to go ahead and say that for the record. I didn't leave. I got traded. I would love to still be in Detroit now. If I could finish my career there, I will. But that's not how the cards were played for me. I had some of the best times in my life in Detroit. You know, meeting some really cool people, playing with some amazing, talented people, and winning. You know, coming from a team that was in the bottom half of the East to making playoff appearances. Obviously, we didn't win any games in the playoffs, but just taking a team that hasn't been to the playoffs since 2004, back to the playoffs in 16 and 18. It was crazy. You know, just a fan base in Detroit is something that I'll never forget. They really love their sports there. And it's like a home for me. I still have a house there now, so Detroit is home for me.
So you still got your place there. How often in, say, I guess, off season are you back in Detroit?
My son lives out there, so I go out there every chance I can. If not, I bring my son to me, but I visit there a lot. My sister lives in my house that's in Detroit now. Technically, she says it's her house because none of my stuff is there anymore. So.
Right. Yeah, your shit packed up.
Yeah, she shipped all my stuff out, so I guess it's her house.
Needing these 18s.
Right, let's get this out of the house. All the stuff that's red is now like pink or white and or different colors. Yeah, everything's gone. But just an amazing time, man. Overall, just an amazing time in Detroit. You know, a lot of memories, core memories that I have and relationships I built, you know, still have them now too.
That's love, man. Yeah, that's dope. When somebody, you know, especially gets to see a organization grow. When you talk about the span that you're there from where it was when you got there to where it was when you left.
Shit, it look good now too.
And it looks good now, you know what I mean? And I think that's because of, you know, I'm sure the trade brought pieces that turned into what it is now. So, you know, it's also special, you know, that you have a part in what that future and what the present is for Detroit.
I want to keep it 2015 and 16, Dre. And the reason why is because that is when you was balling, big balling. You feel what I'm saying? That's when the Pistons had, just like you said earlier, got back in the playoffs. And I know y'all probably felt like it was a dream come true and everything. But y'all ran into somebody named LeBron James. So I need you to tell me, what can you share about that 2016 Cavs team and those playoffs?
I remember game one when we walked into the arena and people were there already. It was like 3 hours before the game. Like the people were in their seats when we were arriving to the arena. I think that was the first time I felt like nervous. I'm like, God damn, this ain't no regular game. Like,
right.
Because you got to think, I haven't had playoff experience before. So this is like my first time experiencing the playoffs. And I'm playing the about to be champion Cleveland Cavaliers. I think we played them the best out of everybody in the Eastern Conference. We didn't get killed every game. We lost by a few possessions, you know, every game. But we didn't have enough, and a lot of turnovers and little mistakes throughout the game kind of killed us. But that playoff experience was something I'll never forget because that shit happened fast. We went from game 1 to game 2 to game 3. Like, shit, we lose one more. we lose one. We lose one more. We're done. It happened fast, man. Very short lived, but an experience. Like I really got to see how real basketball's played. Like the way Cleveland played, bro. Like it was flawless basketball. Like some of my friends would ask me too, like, what's the playoffs like? And it's like, it's a perfection game. Like every mistake you make has a consequence. And it depends on who makes the less amount of mistakes. Every turnover we had turned to a 3 or turned to a layup or they got fouled. If we missed a shot that was crazy and they got on a break, they were scoring that shit. so every shot and every possession, like every shot you take has to be like perfect. It has to be the perfect shot because God forbid that ball bounces the wrong way and it goes to half court and they're there first. You got to foul them or they're going to score.
That is facts, man.
Dre, that same season was also special because it was one of your 2 All-Star appearances that you've had in your career. And ironically, he was an All-Star that year, and you guys also both got to experience Kobe's last All-Star game. And Peace talked about it before. I think Peace has a picture of him checking into the scores table and Kobe's next to him.
I think everybody that played got that same picture.
You got
I got it too. I got it too.
He's like, hold on,
mine might be a different.
Yours might be a little better, but I hugged him at half court.
Can you share maybe a story you have of just that, that moment and being able to experience Kobe's last All-Star game?
It didn't feel real. Like, I feel like guys like that who are like generational talents and generational stars who you've seen from, a child to like actually playing against this guy in your career, and to find out that, he's no longer going to be playing in this league that you watched him playing for so long. I don't think it felt real till the first year that he was out. Like that moment kind of it was cool for me because I never took a picture with Kobe. So, just having that moment with him and him sharing a few words with me, just my play and like how he really appreciates the way I play, how hard I play. Something I'll never forget, and just a guy like Kobe who's really done so much for this game too. You never forget stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's settle the picture. I want to know what picture you have first, and then what because I know the picture P has. Hey,
yeah. When I checked in, I hugged him at half court. I mean, you can fact check it. Just
we all see. I got a similar one at that.
That's pretty good. That's not bad. You got a hug, that's.
Yeah, man, he hugged me. I didn't wash that jersey either.
Similar to my story, man. I caught him at the scores table about to check in, and I think that night I went crazy that All-Star game. I had like 41 or something like that.
Would they double teamed you?
Yeah, that was the game they double teamed me, but it was early when I checked back in, and I'm like, Cole, man, I'm going for that MVP. And he like, man, that's how I start. You make a couple in the first, and it's your night. He's like, go for it, young fella. And so that whole night, man, I was definitely gunning for the MVP. I was trying to shoot every shot, and I was hot that night too. It just was unfortunate. The West, they started double teaming, and then they ended up winning the game. So
double teaming in the All-Star game is crazy.
No, it was sick, bro. Wasn't
it? Hey, who? Let's call some names out, P. Russ was over there hating, bro.
Russ was part of that. I think KD was in that a little bit.
Nah, bro. Like that.
Yeah, KD was in there. I think James was in there a little bit.
Have you talked to them about this, Pete? Like you had to have had a conversation with them after the fact, right? Like, bro,
nah, I ain't talked to him about that.
He said, nah.
It is what it is, man. We should have won the game. You definitely had some incredible years in Detroit, Dre. And, it reminds me of that viral video where you talked about, going from $100 million contract to the league minimum because of attitude.
What I really realized after all the years of being away from Detroit, my mindset was like, I got to be this certain guy. I got to play a certain way to get to that point of making a max contract. And once I got that max contract, I'm like, oh, shit. My work is done. Like I did it. I made it here. Now, I get to play however I want to play. I'm the best guy on my team, make the highest amount of money. So I get to have this leadership role. And I don't think I did it the right way because not only did I not understand that could have been 100 million 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times. I only got it once because I didn't maximize that time of being the max guy. If I could go back, I would have done it completely different. I would have been a lot more attentive to working on my game and becoming more than just the best rebounder in the league. I would have tried to add more different pieces to my game to where when the league changed, it wouldn't have been so difficult for me to make the adjustment with the league too. But the only thing that really saved me was my athleticism, being able to guard 1 through 5. So if I was slow and not athletic, I probably would have been out of the league after that $100 million contract, honestly. So my God-given talent kind of saved me in that sense and gave me a second chance to revamp my career. I feel like after Detroit, there was just this bad taste and all the teams, mouths about how I was as a player. And that wasn't who I was. I was a kid that made a lot of money. I'm from Connecticut. I ain't never seen $100 million in my life. I never driven fast cars. I never had a big house before. So seeing that type of success so young for a guy that's never seen that before, it's like, damn, I did it. This is it. this is
I made it.
I made it. But the I made it is I'm not hurting for money. Let's not get that twisted. But the point I'm making is it could have been generational times generational if I would have taken those further steps to better my career outside of just accepting what I got there and then. But I don't regret anything. Like I said, I had an amazing time in Detroit. I think I learned a lot about myself and what I really want out of this career, which is why I'm still going. And I'm not just, a lot of these guys don't want to accept taking minimums or, taking the route that I took to get back to where I am. Some guys probably would have quit.
Yep.
I never had that in my DNA to give up on something that I love. So that's really the reason why I'm still going. I love this game, and I know that I have more to give to this this league.
Yeah, man, I love the growth and the maturation of that, man, because ultimately, you know, I love all the stops that I've been to, from Oklahoma to LA, now Philly. But you do, I think, when you are a star player, and myself being in Indiana, I do feel like I lost a little bit of identity of, you know, because, you know, for you, Detroit raised you. For me, Indiana raised me. Like, that was the organization that kind of taught me how to play the game. A lot of the reasons why I play the game and the mindset is because of how it was drilled in Indiana. And you go on to other places see the game differently, play the game differently. The culture's different. The locker room's different. The organization's different. And one thing about Indiana, man, it was such a militant style of, you know, the structure of it, from, you know, making sure you're sharp on time of where you got to be. And everybody kind of had to be under the law. You know what I mean? It was like a law there. And not to say other places is wrong, not to say other places I've been is bad, but it was an expectation that you had to reach and you had to meet when you played in Indiana. And so, you know, I do think part of my identity was left there, you know, once I left there. And I that's, you know, hindsight looking back on it, that is one of the regrets I've had of, like, damn, if I did stick it out,
what could have been,
you know. My only thing was just the organization. I wish the organization had my interest of putting pieces around me to try to win and win now. That was my only knock in the situation, where I kind of gave up a little too soon.
Didn't I DM you one year to come to Detroit?
You did. You and Reg. You and Reg.
I was like, man, this man ain't coming to no damn Detroit.
You know what I mean? And you know what? I actually was thinking about it, just because obviously Reg reached out, you reached out, and, you know, I'm like, that might be a solid three, you know, stars right there. But the only thing I was like, I lived in Indiana. I'm trying to get out of this cold. That was honestly the biggest, was like, man, if I'm not trying to leave cold to go cold again.
No, I feel you on that.
So that was the only knock I had. But I do remember that.
Damn.
Well, Dre, I don't know if you know this, man, but I am a Laker fan. And boy, I remember when you played on the Lakers. So, with that said, I got to ask you a question, my brother.
Shoot it.
Are you the reason the Lakers ain't been shit right now? Because, I mean, tell me if you remember this, man. Tell me if you remember this. Remember when we was up 2-0? Uh-huh. Remember this? Remember that meme of you mocking LeBron? You remember that? You was on the bench? We've been down the hill ever since you did that, man. I need to ask you, please, what happened to the Lakers ever since you did that? We ain't been nowhere, man.
I ain't got nothing to do with that, man.
Ever since you did that, we've been done.
I'm a supporter. It's been a couple years, so if they ain't fixed it by then, it ain't me.
Nah, I got something to do with you, man. You should have never did this. Ever since you did this, we've been all the way out the loop. I don't know what's going on.
And my boy Harlem Shake this way up out of there.
Right. You had some time in Chicago, and got to talk about, you had a great ankle breaker move against Chet Holmgren, and Chet even said it was his welcome to the NBA moment. And I want you to take us back to that play, but I also want to know what it's like. There's not many people in this world that are physically gifted like yourself. I want to know what it's like being like almost like in a box as a big man. Like they want you to do A and B, but you have moments like this against Chet where you drop somebody.
I could play basketball. Like, I'm not a slouch. Like, I could really get after it, but I don't get paid. I don't get paid to do that. My job is to help a team a certain way. That's why I do my job. Now, if the time comes to where I can showcase it, you're gonna see shit like that.
You're getting that back.
Yeah, if you let me play, I can get off. But that's not what my job description is right now. Do what gets you paid.
Bars.
He answered. You real slick with these answers, man.
Nah, it's a fact, man.
Bars.
Slick, man.
So I gotta ask, that was Chet's welcome to the NBA moment. If I asked you what was your welcome to the NBA moment, what is that?
I think probably the first time I played Dwight. Now, playing Dwight Howard for the first time was probably my welcome to the NBA moment, because that was the year I decided to start lifting. I've always been against lifting. I'm like, I'm already naturally big. I'm physically gifted. So what am I trying to be a musclehead for and lift all day? I didn't know as an 18-year-old that lifting is to obviously preserve the body and get it, to be at tip-top shape. To me, I'm like, I'm going to be this young 18-year-old kid forever. So anyway, so we played Dwight, and I remember guarding him in the post, and it almost felt like I wasn't there. So I just remember like he was backing me down, and I'm like, there's no resistance.
Is it the shoes?
Yeah, I'm wiping my shoes off. Like, damn, man, it's slippery out here today. I never felt so helpless as a basketball player. Like, and I don't even feel comfortable saying no shit like that. But it made me feel like a little boy. I'm like, yo, I got to get in the gym. Like, I remember, like, he did his he does like this quick baseline spin, but like he did that shit and threw his elbow. Yo, the way that shit cracked my rib cage, bro. Yo, that shit hit me in my rib so hard, man. I said, oh, nah, this ain't it. I remember after that, I told my trainer, I said, yo, whatever strength stuff you got for me, I will do them now. I'm not going to fight you no more. I'm good. And I remember ever since that day, I told myself, every time I see Dwight, I'm going to try to violate him.
That's funny.
Yeah, I try to get after him every time I see him. It's all friendly. I love. That's one of my favorite players growing up as a kid, and it was dope to play against him as a kid, as an 18-year-old. But it's personal vendetta every time I see him.
Yeah, that's funny, man, because everybody has this story that kind of shapes their career. You know what I mean? Like that is funny. There's a moment that always sticks out, whether it's playing somebody, whether it's a game they played, that like always shapes the rest of their career. So that's very funny and interesting. You brought that to the table.
So guys, it's been a while, P, since we've done this, but it's positive vibes only. And today we're going to be bringing back PG's Starting Five. And this week's edition of PG Starting Five is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar. Okay, fellas. So considering Ja Morant had one of the most spectacular dunks that didn't count against Wemby this past week, it's hard to overlook how amazing that dunk was. But with that said, this Starting Five is going to be best in-game dunkers. Dre, with that being said, we're going to let you start first as our guest. You're going to start off with your point guard.
Point guard. I can't pick Ja Morant.
Ja runs the one a lot. Yeah. Do you?
You going to take Ja at the point?
Yeah, definitely.
At point, I gotta go Russ. I gotta go Russ at point.
Number two, who you got at the two guard?
You should consider yourself a 2 or 3.
That's hilarious.
Whatever you want me to do.
If I'm going to say myself.
I'm in a couple slots. You feel me?
You're not worried. That's why I'm asking.
We know he played a 5. He played a 5. We know that.
Probably two.
Hey, we ain't talking about that either. You talking about you getting bored at the 5? You sending shots at me, boy?
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that.
Great. We got to talk about this. I'm bored right now.
That's why I hate the internet, bro. They blow everything out of proportion. Like,
you get to fix it on podcast, P.
Yeah, I seen that. I said, damn, bro, what's up?
Yeah, bro. And that's why I hate doing interviews, because they're going to blow stuff out of proportion and make it something that is not. And bro, all I'm saying is, like, we got Caleb Martin, we got Kelly Oubre. Like, those are our younger defensive players. Like, I don't have to take those matchups every night because we have great defensive players. And so for me, I get to be a roamer, you know what I mean? And some situation causes for me to kind of be the plug and, conserve energy. And so a lot of times, I like to be active. I like chasing dudes. I like fighting over screens. I like picking up and, hassling the ball handlers. Like, that's what made me who I am. You know what I mean? So that part is kind of, missing sometimes throughout a game, because that's kind of been my identity. So that's kind of just where the board comment came from, that people kind of took out of context or kind of ran with that. But, it's just, how I approach the game, man. I like to play both sides, and that's kind of just been who I've been in this league. So to address that comment right there.
Let's all take a breath real quick. Okay. Not that serious.
So he's not bored. He's not bored. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I read the quote and I was like, damn, now I feel like I'm taking shots at Nick Nurse and like, come on.
At the 2, we got Michael Jordan.
Damn. All right, that's solid. That's solid. Your 2 is MJ. My 2, I'm gonna go Vince Carter.
That's a goodie.
Got you on that one. Okay. Now we're at the 3.
I'm only saying P because I've seen it in like live. Like I've seen the shit he's done. I've seen the shit he's done live. Like it's insane. So definitely,
we know you've seen him brick. So there you go.
Seen the makes too.
No. Nobody asked you that. Nobody asked you that.
I'm just saying.
I missed the braids. Bring the braids back.
Right.
Okay.
Don't do that, please.
Let me redo this. My 2 guard, let me go Anthony Edwards.
Nice.
And my 3, let me go Vince Carter.
Nice.
Indeed.
Okay.
Blake Griffin.
Okay.
Ooh. That settles it. You had that answer ready yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Giannis.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, Giannis is a sleeper, but he got some crazy are we playing on the same rim?
Word. So to speak on that, DeAndre Jordan's my 5th.
And I feel like Shaq is an easy given one.
DeAndre's treating the basketball like a Nerf pool.
Man, bro. Okay. My 5, it's only right. I'm gonna go Drum.
Shit.
Come on.
I don't want no smoke. I'm doing
got a couple
power leads. I got some shit in the games though, but
you spin move, bang out. That's the signature. Spin move, bang out.
Come on, appreciate that.
I've seen that one too many times. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We got the ultra talented, the rebound king, the Come Blessed podcast, P, bro. We appreciate you stopping through. Man, this was a great episode. Bunky, we love the new dude. The ducktail. Hey, man, that's love, man. We appreciate you once again, Drum.
No, of course, my brother.
Y'all stay locked in the podcast, P. You dig?
Yes, sir.